Miss Morris, if it's your intention of taking me for another walk, I believe...
Thomas, darling, it's Maeve.
Maeve.
How are you?
I thought you were the nurse. She seems determined to teach me how to walk without bumping into things.
Oh, dear, it's so good to see you.
I'd say the same, but it might be considered questionable taste.
This is a bad time, isn't it?
No.
Well, then tell me.
I'm sorry, Maeve. I'm glad you're here.
How are you?
I'm all right, I suppose?
The truth.
I'm blind. What more can I say?
Well, Roger says that doesn't have to be permanent. There may be a chance that...
I know, and I want to believe it. I keep trying to believe it, but...
But you're frightened.
Yes.
And angry. But why this had to happen to you? Oh, Tom, I wish I could know the answer for you, but I don't. But I do know this, that you've got to keep on hoping. You did a very brave thing having the surgery, knowing that this could happen. And you've got to go on being brave, no matter how difficult it is.
You're right, I know. And I'll try. I owe it to Faith, if nothing else. Did you know that I'm going back into her house when I leave here?
Yes, yes, she told me that.
I love Faith, and I always will. But I've lost her. And I wish that she'd let me leave her now. But she refuses.
Well, don't you know why?
Well, I suppose she's sorry for me, feels she owes me something.
Oh, darling, she loves you.
No.
In her way, she loves you. And if love means commitment and responsibility, then, of course, she does owe it to you, like you say. But I prefer to think that it's Faith made a promise when she married you, to herself as well as you. And that promise is a very important thing. You must let her keep it.
All right.
Now, I've got a piece of good news. May I share it with you?
Yes.
You know, talking about my family's farm.
In Skibbereen?
That's right.
Of course. Must have been a beautiful place.
Ah, it was. Even though the years haven't been too kind to it in many ways. But for one reason or another, we almost lost it to taxes.
No.
Yes. But now wait. John saw how much it meant to me and to my sister and to the whole family, and he's going to lend Annie's children the money so they can fix up the farm and work it and restore it to the way it was.
Oh, Maeve, that's wonderful.
Yes.
You must be thrilled.
Oh, we are.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. You know, it's a terrible thing to lose the home that you've known all your life.
You still miss it, don't you?
I do.
Well, I tell you what, why don't I have Annie come over to see you before she goes home? And it's not like going home, maybe, but, I mean, stories and memories may help.
I'd like that. You know, it was a wonderful thing of John. He's still in love with you, isn't he?
Well, I hope so.
You share something very special. It's remarkable.
I suppose that's true.
It's the sort of love that I've always wanted. For Faith and me. Maeve.
Yes, dear.
No, it's nothing.
No. Go on. Tell me, what were you going to say?
I was going to ask you about Faith and Pat. She told me that they'd broken up, and I was wondering if you knew why or what's happening now, but I realized that it wouldn't be fair to you.
I'm afraid you're going to have to ask Faith about that, dear.
Yes.
Now, I've got to be going. Do you know that I do not even have the shopping done for tonight's menu?
Well, thank you for coming, Maeve, and thanks for everything.
Oh, now you just hush there. And remember what I said.
I will.
All right. Bye, darling. Take care.
In today's episode, the role of Faith Coleridge will be played by Catherine Justice.
So Ethel opened a special bank account where the tenants are paying their rent money until C&P Realty supplies those buildings with either, heat, hot water, To say nothing of the dozens of violations that they have pending. And so far, we've got about 80% people supporting the rent strike, and the other people are pretty close to joining in.
Now, what was the reaction of the landlord?
Trouble.
Jack's a lot more worried about that than I am. I got a threatening note.
You what?
Daddy doesn't know about this part yet, Kevin. I don't want him to know. Not yet, anyway.
Let me see that note.
Here.
Troublemakers get in trouble, stay out of other people's business. Okay, what else?
Ethel got mugged last night. Just before the tenants' meeting, the attackers called her by name, and she found her pocketbook lying half a block away with all the money in it. So it wasn't a robbery.
Is she all right?
Yeah, she's got a little cut on her nose, but she's mad, and she wants to carry on.
Did you call the precinct?
I didn't, but Ethel did right after the meeting. Now, here's the problem. In my opinion, we have got C&P Realty really worried, which is why they're pulling all these tricks. And I think if we went to them and said that we're not afraid and we're not going to back off, and that we have, if necessary, the police and some newspaper coverage on our side, that maybe they'd just throw in the towel and give the renters what they're legally entitled to. Ethel and I have a meeting with Mr. Pyle, the manager, tonight. And I've asked Wes Leonard to come along.
Wes?
Yeah. He owes me a favor. In fact, he owes me his head on a platter. But since Jack feels he can't be a part of it, why don't you tell him your side?
They know that Siobhan is Senator Ryan's sister. They know that Ethel is his neighborhood task force leader. Now, either they are incredibly stupid, or else C&P Realty is big enough and powerful enough not to care if they upset the junior senator from New York. I think Siobhan should turn the whole thing over to the Department of Buildings and the police and get herself and Ethel the hell out of it.
And what happens to those people in the 5 buildings?
What happens to those people in the 5 buildings if you confront Pyle and West as a story? How does the realty company retaliate, huh? Against West? No. Against Siobhan? Probably not. Who's most vulnerable? Those poor people sitting up there are nothing but sitting ducks.
Jack, I don't know why you're so sure that it would work out that way. It seems to me that if publicity would make it impossible for them to do anything to those renters. Look, Bobby, I do not want to see anybody get hurt, and I do not want to embarrass Frank. So I'd like to know what you think about this.
Well, you guys are going to think I've been in Washington too long. But I think you're both right.
No, I'm serious now. I don't want to see her back away from that rent strike. It's obvious it's pretty effective. Plus, I don't want people to think that Frank is letting him down. On the other hand, I don't think you should be too antagonistic to this guy.
Oh, I won't. I really won't.
Yeah, as far as publicity goes, I don't think it's a bad idea to let people know what's going on. Maybe ask a couple questions, something like that.
I don't agree.
Well, that's your right.
So you're saying that it's okay for me to tell Mr. Powell that the rent strike is still on?
Yeah. Tell him. Don't threaten him. Who else is going with you?
Wes.
I can't say I'm too happy about that.
Yeah, well, I'd go myself, except I got a 5 o'clock plane to catch. Jack, can you keep an eye on things for me?
I'll go to the meeting. But I still think until we know exactly who we're dealing with, any press coverage would be irresponsible.
Well, I'm not saying write anything. Just go there, all right?
All right.
Okay, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
I'll see you guys later.
Have a good flight.
Thank you.
Now that leaves me with a moral dilemma.
Like what?
How much of this am I obligated to tell my friend, your father?
Oh, please, at least wait till after this meeting, Kevin. He'd only get worried. And I hope no one feels obligated to tell Mother.
Well, don't look at me. Maeve's already got enough on her mind. Oh, no.
Ms. Ryan, Mr. Finelli, Mr. McGinnis,
Hi.
for you.
Oh, thank you. It really is overkill.
Well, Jack G, if I'd have known you were going to be here, I'd have brought you something. Waves of disapproval. Well, what's going on?
Well, pull up a stool and I'll tell you all about it.
Yep. Yes, it looks like that fracture's healing nicely. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'd like to see the original pictures. Gardelius, she was admitted last Wednesday.
Right away, Dr. Coleridge.
Hi.
Hello. Jim's gone.
Yes, he's digging up some pictures for me.
How's Jill? I just came on duty.
We don't know anything more. She's under a lot of pain, and Roger has her heavily sedated. I went in to see her just a little while ago, and she was waking up, crying for Edmund. She's still trying to accept the fact that she's lost him, but...
Yeah. I'll check in on her as soon as I can.
Thank you.
Knowing the files around here, Jim's probably going to be quite a while, so why don't I just go and come back, and that'll make things easier for you.
That's silly.
Sorry.
I just mean that we're going to have to be seeing each other. Possibly for the rest of our lives, so... I don't want to have to hide behind a coffee machine every time I see you coming down a corridor. So, maybe we should start to get used to it.
Yes, well, you'd think we'd be able to handle the situation better by now.
It does have a familiar feel to it, doesn't it?
Only difference is that this time it's your choice.
I don't think the word choice is exactly right. I have a responsibility.
To Tom?
Yes, and I intend to live up to it. I thought you'd understand that. If you remember, it was just a little over 2 years ago that we broke up because you felt you had a responsibility to Delia. I'm sorry, but I think that Tom's needs now are a lot more legitimate than Delia's then.
The difference is that I realize now I made a mistake and that you're headed straight for the same mistake. That there's no argument because we missed our chance. And it's too bad we didn't realize that sooner.
Yes.
I was thinking about you last night, about us. I realized that we'd gone back to and missed something very important to our feelings for each other. All the old patterns were there. You needed me. I was safe. Someone who'd protect and shelter you. I fell right into it. I was rescuing you again. It was just like old times. Except I forgot you were married to someone else. So maybe this time we'll learn?
Maybe. Although I hate to think that all our good times together, all our memories are going to be reduced to that kind of simplistic analysis.
There isn't anything simple about it.
No, there isn't.
Well, maybe I thought there was. I mean, that could be the problem. We were in love. That seemed to be enough, but it wasn't, was it? I thought I understood love. I thought I understood loving you. But I didn't. I don't understand anything except the fact that I do love you and I want to be with you and I miss you.
I'm sorry.
So am I. Because I'm going to remember what we could have always had together.
Here we are, Dr. Coleridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I worked as fast as I could, but, well, you know how it is.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
Sure. So long.
Hello?
Hi.
Faith?
Well, how are you?
Well, I was hoping that you'd come by. How are you?
I'm fine. I have some good news for you.
Yes?
You're gonna be sent home tomorrow morning.
Oh, well, that's splendid news.
I have everything ready for you at home.
Where will I be staying?
I set up Roger's old room for you.
Good.
Oh, you'll have a nurse there, too. At least for a little while.
Thank you. Faith,
Yes.
if you want to change your mind, you can, because
No, I told you it's settled. Please, let's leave it alone.
I just thought, when you sounded upset, and I thought you might have reconsidered and you were afraid to tell me.
No.
Well, then what's wrong?
Why?
I can hear it in your voice. You can tell me if you want.
No, it's nothing.
All right.
I just saw Pat.
It was hard on you.
Yes.
Are things really over between you?
It seems as though they are.
Do you still love him?
We said goodbye.
You still love him, don't you? I'm sorry. I know it's none of my business.
Oh, no. It is your business. You have a right to ask. That's how we got in this trouble the last time. Oh, I do love Pat, whatever that means. Oh, I suppose I will always love him in a way. But that's all. Because see, it's not going to go anywhere. I don't know if it's the timing or whether it's something else. I don't know. Sometimes I think that I'm maybe just in love with the memory of him, of us. Because I'm not sure I'll ever figure it out. I'm not sure if it matters. I do know now that it's not going to work, and I can't fool myself again. So it's over, and yes, I'll miss him, but that's all.
Does Pat feel the same way?
He does. He will.
Thank you for telling me.
Thank you.
Are you all right?
Sure. But really, all I really want to think about right now is making sure that you are well and happy.
Happy?
I just want you to be safe and settled, and I don't want you to worry about anything anymore.
Happy later, hmm? Faith, I'm really sorry if things didn't work out the way you wanted them to.
Thank you. Thank you. But I think it all worked out for the best. For all of us.
Okay, I think I got it. And I have to tell you, Siobhan, I understand Jack's position.
You do?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I don't agree with it, but I could understand how he could think that.
Why are some things in life perfectly predictable?
Look, Jackson, I don't have a pat answer to the question of what constitutes responsible journalism. If you do, I'd like to hear it.
Yeah? Try this. If you write a story that results in a lot of innocent people getting hurt, that's irresponsible. If, however, you do your homework and find out who you're dealing with and what could be their possible reactions before you sit down at your typewriter, that's responsible.
I haven't written anything yet.
Why do I think that you will?
I don't know. Why do you think that I will?
Because you're on the make for Siobhan.
Come on, you two, knock it off.
Hi, Mom.
Hello, darling Jack.
Mrs. Ryan,
Mr. Leonard.
been a long time. Congratulations on your son's victory, by the way.
Why, thank you.
You look a little surprised to see me.
Well, I have to admit I am, but then, of course, Siobhan is always full of surprises.
Well, I'm doing penance. I'm trying to erase any temporal punishment for my sins.
Oh, well, you're not there yet.
Babe, how's Tom?
Well, he wasn't doing so good when I got there, but we had a nice chat. I think he'll be all right.
Sure he will.
Well, now, what were we saying?
These packages are so heavy. Kevin, why don't you help Ma take these into the kitchen?
Yes, babe. Why don't I take those packages into the kitchen?
Kevin, why don't you do that? Even though I have the distinct feeling that I'm going to be missing something.
I haven't informed my mother of the more dangerous aspects of this work yet. I'd prefer to keep it that way.
Got it?
Good. Yeah, I think it's time we better be going.
Okay. Look, no promise on that story, all right?
Oh, I understand that. Just please go in there with an open mind.
Sure you don't want to give Wes a chance to reconsider? You know, you're putting him on the spot. It could be dangerous. He might get, rumpled.
Well, we have our pet ex-longshoreman along to help us protect ourselves, don't we?
Okay, sweetie. It's your profile.
Isn't it wonderful the way he worries about me?
Yeah. Come on, the two of you.
What if you could change your past? Erica does, every week, because sometimes the only way to move forward is to go back. A new original primetime drama, Being Erica, Thursdays at 10 on SoapNet.